The strike by doctors ended day 3 today, and they're digging in their heels saying, look, if you want us to go back to work, meet our demands. Let's now speak to the Honorable Dr. Joyce Moriku. She is the State Minister for Primary Health Care. Good evening, Doctor. Honorable.
Good evening.
I'm happy you have the title Doctor because now you can relate very well.
That's very
Honorable,
true.
as government, you are saying, the President said that, look, there's a Salaries Review Commission. Wait for its report, so that then we can handle your issues. That's a promise from government.
Yes.
Why should doctors believe this promise? Because I'll tell you, Honorable, and I'm going to be very honest with you. You see, you politicians have become very difficult to believe. You make promises you do not keep. You say, I will do this, you do the other. I will not stand again. You stand, I will not amend. Then you amend. And then, and again, related to these salaries, promises have been made to teachers, to doctors, and all these different people. Promises which are never fulfilled. So why should doctors believe this other promise?
Well, Joel, first of all, allow me to take this opportunity at this point in time to appreciate all the healthcare professionals in the country who have devoted their time and service to care for the people of Uganda, the sick people. As government, we are really concerned of what is taking place right now. The industrial action that has been taken by the doctors under the umbrella of Uganda Medical Association. You realize that as government, we really value the human resource for health. That is one of the greatest resources we have in terms of service delivery.
Do you value it financially as well? Because it's one thing to tell them, look, we value you, you're doing a good job, but then the pecuniary attachment to that is not there.
I'm telling you, even if you have all the infrastructure, you have everything at the facility, but the human resource itself, we really value. And if we don't value, we don't appreciate, then at the end of it, how do they deliver the service that we expect to be effective? So what I'm saying is that, yes, this has been very unfortunate. This has not been called for because, first of all, we appreciate the doctors that they have come up with their issues. They have tabled it before government. And indeed, as government, steps had been taken. There were discussions. There were dialogue at different levels, which are all aimed to end this, to see how best the issues can be addressed. But unfortunately, before we could continue with the discussion, the doctors decided to go on strike, to take the industrial action.
You're saying that at the end of this month, there's going to be a report by this review commission.
Yes.
And again, what is the guarantee that this report is going to be acted on? Because I'll tell you, there's been many reports by, say, commissions of inquiries and so on, many of which are gathering dust. So the doctors are saying, look, there's going to be another report which will gather dust. They don't believe you when you make these promises.
Let's give the benefit of doubt, because this has been, there was a timeline given that at the end of this month we are going to get this report. And I think the responsible people, the commission that has been put in place, have been working together with the Ministry of Public Service, Ministry of Finance, and other relevant body. It's just a matter of 2 to 3 weeks to get this report.
But you see what's going to happen when the report is released, then you say, okay, now we are going to act on the report.
And of course, you realize after they have come up with the report, the report has to come to cabinet.
There you are. So that's another lengthy procedure.
No, but of course, one thing you realize, we cannot start salary in the middle of the financial cycle. You know, we start finance from the month of July and we end in June, isn't it? Now we cannot just come in the middle of the month and say, let's start increment in salary. These are all towards.
Time is very limited.
Yes.
We need to end this, but let's end it this way. Again, as a minister, you're saying that Uganda Medical Association is not the legally mandated body to negotiate on behalf of doctors. You're saying they've got to go through the unions. And they are saying, look, we don't trust the unions. I've heard them say that. What's illegal about an association saying, look, we are doctors, we want to lay down our tools, pay us better. Mwasa has done it, they've gotten some increments, and now they're saying, look, you made promises, pay us. So when you say what they're doing is illegal, what do you mean?
But I think the fact that they have been having discussion, even up to the extent of meeting the president, the fountain of honor, that is already a platform to have that discussion and get a way forward.
But what about saying meeting the president is not enough? They want better pay, they want supplies in hospitals.
But of course, it's a process. We cannot just come and say one day, let's have one meeting and produce this. Already steps have been taken, issues about the intern doctors which they have been raising, already there are steps that have been taken, the issues of senior house officers have been taken, and I think that is really a good, great step ahead, and it's a goodwill.
Okay,
and
we
of
are
course,
watching to see.
as we handle the issue of the intern doctors, previously the pay was, according to the number, the pay was reduced slightly because of the huge number of interns. But now we said, no, let's go back to the previous pay, as we also try to handle how best we can the supervisors and the issues concerning their working environment. I think this is really a step ahead. What I can say is that, yes.
In 20 seconds, Honorable.
Yes, I still want to call upon the doctors. The doctors are parents, the doctors are mothers, they are fathers, and they have that heart of love, they have that passion.
And perhaps because they are mothers and fathers, they have school fees to pay, they have bills to pay.
Yes, I know,
so you should
but they will not want to
but
see the
anyway.
patients die. And of course, that emergency, my request is, an appeal is that let's put a time, a schedule, and who is handling what at what time, because we've seen in some places probably when it is time for emergency, there may be not the responsible people on duty. But that is an appeal, because you may say that I'm handling emergencies, yet there is nobody there. But overall, so far, there are a good number of facilities who are really trying their best to provide the services to the patient, of which we are very appreciative. To the doctors and all the healthcare providers.
Honorable
and we
Dr.
hope
Joyce
that
Moriko,
they will come back and we end this strike so that we serve the people of this country.
thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
And that was Newsnight.